The abandoned house everyone in town avoids. Everyone in my hometown knows about the house on Briar Ridge Road. Not because it's haunted, not because someone died there, but because everyone who's ever gone inside comes back different, or doesn't come back at all. I didn't believe any of it. Not until the night I stepped inside myself. It started as a stupid dare. My cousin, Marcus, swore he saw someone standing in the upstairs window the night before, a silhouette that didn't move, didn't blink, didn't shift, just watched. But the house had been abandoned for 32 years. So naturally, he dared me to go inside. And naturally, I said yes. The moment we reached the property line, everything felt wrong. Not supernatural, just wrong. Like the air was thicker. Like the house was breathing slower than we were. The front door was already cracked open, like it had been waiting. Marcus stayed outside. He said he'd keep watch. I stepped in. Inside, the house wasn't dusty. It wasn't decayed. It wasn't even cold. It felt lived in. There were footprints in the dirt on the floor. Fresh ones, small ones, bare feet. I followed them down the hallway, every step louder than it should have been. The house wasn't empty, it was quiet. Like someone was listening. Halfway down the hall, I saw something that froze me. A photograph, pinned to the wall with a rusted nail. It was a picture of me. Not as a kid. Not from social media. Me wearing the exact clothes I had on that night. The timestamp printed at the bottom. Tomorrow. I heard movement in the kitchen. Soft. Deliberate. I turned the corner and saw a woman standing with her back to me. Hair down to her shoulders. Clothes dirty, torn. Bare feet matching the footprints. She didn't turn around. She just said, "You shouldn't be here yet." My throat closed. I didn't recognize her voice, but something in it felt familiar. I asked who she was. She didn't answer. She just lifted her hand and pointed toward the basement door. "He's already downstairs." I asked who he was. She finally turned her head, just enough for me to see her profile. And that's when I realized why her voice felt familiar. She looked exactly like me. Older, tired, starved. But me. I should have run. I should have screamed. But something pulled me toward the basement door. Curiosity, fear, gravity, I don't know. The door opened on its own. The stairs were steep, narrow, and pitch black. But halfway down, I heard breathing. Not mine. Not human. Slow, wet, dragging breaths. I reached the bottom and saw a man sitting in a chair, facing the wall. His hands were tied behind him. His head hung low. I whispered, "Sir, are you okay?" He lifted his head, and I saw my cousin Marcus's face. Except his eyes were gone. Not gouged. Not bleeding. Just gone. Like they'd never been there. He opened his mouth and whispered, "You took too long." I stumbled backward, tripping over something soft. When I looked down, I realized it was a pile of clothes. My clothes. Different outfits. Different years. Different versions of me. All torn. All dirty. All abandoned. I heard footsteps behind me, the woman from the kitchen. She stood at the bottom of the stairs, blocking the exit. Her voice cracked as she said, "I tried to stop you every time, but you never listen." I asked her what she meant. She stepped closer, and I finally saw her face fully. It wasn't just older. It was bruised, scarred, broken. "This house doesn't kill you," she whispered. It keeps you, one version at a time. I told her that wasn't possible. She shook her head. You said the same thing last time. I pushed past her and sprinted up the stairs. The front door was still open. Marcus was still outside. But when I ran out, he didn't look relieved. He looked terrified. He backed away from me like I was a stranger. I yelled his name. He whispered, "You're not the one who went in." I told him it was me. He shook his head harder. "No, you came out already, 5 minutes ago. You didn't say a word, you just walked into the woods." I froze, because behind Marcus, standing at the tree line, was another me. Same clothes, same face, same everything. She smiled at me. Then she turned and walked deeper into the woods. Marcus whispered, "How many of you are there?" I didn't answer, because the truth hit me all at once. The house doesn't trap you inside. It lets you out, just not as yourself. I don't know if I'm the real one. I don't know if the version that walked into the woods is the original. I don't know if the woman in the kitchen was my future or my past. All I know is this. Every night since then, I've seen someone standing outside my window. Someone who looks exactly like me. And every night, she gets a little closer.